Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling.
Welcome to what? A rainy,
I know.
It's not a cold day.
No.
But it's like a rainy day here in Rhode Island.
Well, this morning, I don't know when you were driving in, because like how rain can be like so heavy and then it's horrible.
Yeah, it was coming down super, and then there was some thunder. I didn't see any lightning, but definitely thunder.
I saw a little lightning.
Did you? So it's just like these kind of days. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm just ready for the rain to go away. I'm ready for the summer now.
Yes.
I want the sun. This is why we live here in this beautiful ocean state, to enjoy the next really 4 to 5 months.
Yes.
And like pure, beautiful, like peace.
Yeah.
And like the rainy days are just not.
It's not doing it. You know what? We're working for it right now, though, and there is so much to enjoy.
There is a lot.
Today we're going to talk about a lot.
I'm excited for today's
to look
show.
forward to, which we're talking like summer bucket list. Like this is like.
This is a big one.
Get out either a notepad or your notes app on your phone, because there's so much we're going to talk about with Yankee Magazine coming up a little bit. But also, one of our favorite places that we talk about a lot, because it truly is one of our favorite places, is Wickford Village.
We love Wickford.
We love Wickford. And they actually are like always doing new things. And they just have a new store that just opened. So I immediately had to go
She was there.
see it.
You were there.
It was opening weekend.
I know. And she went up last Friday.
Literally opening weekend. I went because I wanted to go shopping, which
I understand.
The store is incredible. It is it's like a home store, but it's like for almost like your porch. Which
is
like
so smart.
Beautiful wreaths for your front door, welcome mats. There's some decor for like interior as well, but it's a lot of faux florals from the Accidental Farm Girl. If you follow her on Instagram, she has thousands
She's
of
She's
followers.
a great follow, so make sure you do that.
She's local, but now she opened her own store because she had such a following, and she was making these wreaths.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah, so I had to go check it out for myself. Take a look.
This is Farm Girl's Front Porch. It's our grand opening weekend, and we sell artificial wreaths, topiaries, centerpieces, flowers by the stem, rugs, pretty much anything you'll need for your front porch, your back patio, outdoor entertaining items. This is actually our sister company. It's our flagship store. We have been online, and our online business is called The Accidental Farm Girl, so I think that's probably where people recognize me from. We've been selling some of the same items, mostly wreaths and centerpieces and bouquets online. We ship around the world, so we're really excited to be here in Wickford. All of the wreaths here, they're outdoor safe. They can last outside in any inclement weather, and everything's handmade by me. I do have a team that helps me, but it's all designed by me. I have wanted this for so long. It's been time for a while, and I have just been waiting for the right spot, and this was it. We're in the perfect location. Wickford is perfect for us. We're just so excited to be here.
You're obsessed, right?
God.
You're obsessed.
Well, I love ivy.
Yeah.
So the second I saw that ivy wreath, gorgeous. And then the shell one.
When I tell you, you walk in there, and she just opened. I'm sure she'll have, she's hand making.
I can't. When she just said that,
first
she's
of
making
all,
them all.
So like their artwork, really,
yeah, they're beautiful.
They are stunningly beautiful. I did buy a welcome mat while I was there, because I couldn't decide on a wreath, and it was Mother's Day weekend,
like Christmas
so
time all over again
I
with you.
literally was
I witnessed Ashley buying a wreath for the holiday season.
I get so excited that I actually need to go put myself in timeout, because I get over
She picked 3 of them.
I'm like, wait, I like this one. I like
and
this
she
one.
kept talking about them.
And I couldn't decide, so I was like, you know what? I will go back.
You're going to go back.
Storefront now. I'll figure out the actual wreath, but I did get a welcome mat, because that was a
did.
no-brainer for me. It was the chinoiserie vases one, which is very much my
That's
aesthetic.
Ashley, definitely Ashley.
I'm super into front porch life right now,
Yes,
because
you
I
are.
have a great front porch.
Tell me this though, Ash. When you walked in, what is the vibe immediately? Is it just beauty?
It's just like what it looked
what
like.
we were watching.
I mean, you walk in and you're like, I want that. Even down to she had place setting.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm hosting a dinner party immediately. And actually, while I was in town, I went to the cheese shop.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm obsessed with Wickford Village. I went to the cheese shop it was Mother's Day weekend.
Yep.
Josh, my fiance's mom, was coming over. I was like, I'm going to get some beautiful cheeses to have out. I have my new welcome mat. Like I was
You
thriving.
had the whole vibe.
I
You had
was
the whole
thriving.
vibe.
The cheese shop in town is amazing.
It is a
I
great
could go
cheese
on
shop.
and on about Wickford Village. I didn't have time. I wanted to go back over the olive oil place. That's where I get my
That's a
olive
great
oil.
one. Yeah, they do. They have like gems over there, left
There's
and right.
so much. I'm out of breath talking
She is.
about
She's
it.
very excited right now.
I am so excited. But anyway, that was just like, obviously, you know, I shot that a small little taste of that store, but you
Right.
have to go and just like,
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go. Absolutely.
like a feast for the eyes, and like
I want that ivy wreath. I'm gonna buy that. It's beautiful.
Stunningly beautiful. So that is that.
love
But
it.
we're just getting started today. We have so much to talk about because we have Yankee Magazine here with us today, and we are talking all about summer. So stay tuned. New England summer is on the horizon, thank goodness. And if you are anything like us, you're probably already planning your summer bucket list, and you are in luck. This is the show for you because our friends at Yankee Magazine have their Yankee Travel New England issue for summer. They are digging into everything for your best summer trip in New England, state by state, the best of awards, and we're so lucky to have one of the writers here this morning. Welcome, Kim. We're so excited to have you here.
It's great to be here, Ashley. This is really a fun summer issue. We love that Rhode Island is on the cover.
Yes, we
And
made the
so-
cover. We even showed the beautiful
The
cover.
cover shot. I love. There we go. Let me get it right in there.
Always,
Gorgeous.
you know, a difficult choice, and we have that beautiful image from lifestyle blogger Jess Kirby that just really captures, I think, what everyone wants their
Yes.
summer moments to feel like.
Yeah,
Just that absolute perfect color.
It is. It's such a beautiful. It must be so hard for you guys to decide, especially the cover. I mean, I guess we'll start with the cover. How do you go about picking that one? Because again, we're talking all of New England here.
Well, you're right. So I always say all 6 states, they're like having children, right? I can't have a favorite.
Yes.
And we do rotate around. We try to make sure in our 6 issues every year that we do spread the love around to all of our gorgeous states. This just image, I think everyone who's seen it is just blown away by the, you know, what it captures. There's movement, there's energy, and yet there's also that quiet sense of taking it all in. And I think that's, you know, when we're rushing through life, we have to remind ourselves sometimes to take it all in and just remember those moments and breathe. And
I was saying to you, Kim, this morning, like like you just said, the movement. It's like, I know you have to think of every detail when you're thinking of that cover shot, but even I was saying too, like even like the scarf moving in her hair, and you can just tell that there's got to be a little bit of wind right now. You can actually, like, you do such a great job at like feeling it. You know, you're seeing it. You almost can like smell the water. You bring all the senses together. It's a very like sensory, like just moment that you're having.
Yes, and our photo editor, Heather Marcus, is phenomenal. You know, she has her eye on all of the imagery that's being created about New England. And, of course, there's so much now with Instagram. And there is just a credible wealth. But finding the right cover is hard. You know, we've got to get our Yankee on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's true.
So not every image works. And this one
was
particularly
perfect.
excited about.
Oh,
This
I love
is
it.
kind of, this issue specifically is kind of your baby a little bit. So tell us about how, before we dive into kind of like some of the states, about how you go about putting the whole thing together. I know that you were saying earlier, like this is a little bit of like your summer bucket list too.
It is. As the travel editor this year, I really took a look at what would I tell my best friend if they asked, you know, what should I do in Rhode Island this summer? What should I do in Vermont this summer? So this is a combination of both places that I have been quite recently and just think are phenomenal. Like I would go back in a heartbeat. I want everyone to experience this.
Right.
And also a lot of things that are on my list. I can't be everywhere. These are places I've heard wonderful things about. Every time I talk about that golden dog farm in Vermont where you can play with 10 golden retrievers.
I've heard of this place.
See,
yes.
yes.
Yes, but I've never been. To
But
your
we haven't
point.
been, right?
Yes.
And we just filmed there for our Weekends with Yankee
awesome.
PBS show.
Yeah.
And it's again, talk about those moments that you just kind of stamp in your memory and you can go back to that sensation of being surrounded by those adorable pups, you know, and that is, I think, what we're all craving. So this idea that for every state, I leaned into 10 experiences and in this day of artificial intelligence, we really like to talk about authenticity and very intentional guidance at Yankee. That idea that you're going to read something and immediately be like, I can do this.
Right.
This is how I want to do that, and here's how.
I love that.
And get
so
on the
smart.
road.
So
Just reading the highlights of the issue, I was already so excited before we even like had the issue in our hands. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm keeping this like Bible.
It is.
This
It's
summer.
it really is a great
because
guide.
when you're like thinking, oh, what can I do? And then you can never think of it in the moment. I mean, it is all in here, which is awesome. And we're seeing Massachusetts. Why don't we start with Massachusetts, actually? And we'll get to Rhode Island, but we talk a lot about Rhode Island.
Yeah, we do.
So we don't have to go through all 10 things, but what were some of the things that were sticking out to you in Massachusetts? Which that's got to be a hard state too, because you of course have the Cape, which you immediately think of in summertime, or like the Cape and Islands. But there's so much more too.
There sure is. So Massachusetts is getting a jump start. America has a big birthday next year,
Yes, we do.
250, but Massachusetts is celebrating all of the anniversaries of the early battles of the Revolution.
Yeah.
And I think this is really cool. The Battle of Bunker Hill will be reenacted not on Bunker Hill because there isn't enough room there in Boston for upwards of 1,000 reenactors.
Right.
So Gloucester is actually hosting the reenactment. It's June 21, somewhere around that weekend, third weekend in June. And it will just be this immersive experience of, what was happening here before they did the paperwork in Philadelphia, and that declaration was issued. So that's going to be a fun event.
And Gloucester's a great town.
It's a beautiful area, yeah.
Even if there's not an event going on, I mean,
Right,
to
it is
go
a great
walk
spot.
around.
For sure. I love that North Shore area.
Yeah,
It's kind of
beautiful.
underappreciated sometimes.
Yeah.
So good reason to be in Gloucester this summer.
Absolutely.
I always loved Tanglewood. I have my Bonnie Raitt tickets already. And John Mulaney
love Bonnie Raitt.
will be there this summer.
Really?
Yes,
Okay,
which
that's
is
different. I
a
didn't know.
departure, right?
Yeah.
And he'll be funny, of course.
Yeah.
And the big celebration at Tanglewood this summer is Keith Lockhart's 30th anniversary.
Amazing.
And when he first took the baton of the Boston Pops, everyone thought he was so young, this kid who was going to conduct the Boston Pops. So how fun now that
That's
30 years
great.
later he has just been the face and grace, I said, of the Pops Orchestra, and that will be a big
Yeah,
celebration
his
at
name
Tanglewood.
is synonymous with
Absolutely.
it. Like you just think of it all.
for sure.
All right, where should we move
What
to
state
next?
should we move to
Maybe
next?
Connecticut?
Well, yeah,
because
we have our two
Connecticut doesn't
Connecticut
always
people here.
get a lot of love, and that is where I'm from. And I am here to defend Connecticut a little bit. Sometimes people are like, that's
There's a lot
not-
of traffic
They
in
want,
Connecticut
all right,
sometimes,
so there's
right? Okay,
traffic, get
right.
over it. But like people are like, oh, that's not New. It's so New England.
It's New England.
right?
For
Yes.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And I live in
beautiful picture.
Connecticut. I've been there
Yes.
half my life, and
Yeah.
I will say that there is momentum in Connecticut like I have never experienced
Oh,
in
that's
terms
exciting.
of collaborations and partnerships. We have a new oyster trail that you can follow and sample what's fresh out of our Long Island Sound and our rivers, and so it's a good time, I think,
Yeah.
to
Good
be
time
in
to-
Connecticut. And one of the things I love to talk about is our casinos. Some people shy away from casinos, but there's a lot more you can do there
Yeah.
than casinoing.
That's a good point,
Yes.
Kim. That's a good
And
point.
Foxwoods has just opened a Great Wolf Lodge,
Yep.
which this summer, if you've got kids, the deals are going to be incredible because A, it's brand new, and B, summer is not indoor water park time
Very
of
true.
year. So this
Yeah.
is kind of like get there early.
Yeah, that's a great
while-
point.
While it's
Yes.
fresh and
Well, I was gonna say
brand
it's a
new.
good
brand
idea.
new.
It's a really good
you know,
idea.
You know
Yeah.
it's gonna be like just pristine.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Just opened at the end of April, so that's exciting. And my bucket list for this summer is I'm finally going to get to a Connecticut Sun game at Mohegan
yes.
Sun.
Yes.
They
You
play
know,
Mohegan, is
They,
that right?
they play at Mohegan
Okay.
Sun, and
Yes.
so now Paige Becker's
Yes,
our
oh my
UConn
gosh.
star.
All right,
you.
my house is a Yukon house, and my stepdaughter is obsessed with Paige Becker. We have
Yup.
posters up in our house, so that's really
So
exciting.
this is a big deal.
So when she
Yes.
comes to town with the Dallas Wings, every WNBA team will pass through Connecticut. So
Yeah.
whoever you're a fan of, get out and root for the teams as they come through Connecticut. I think that's super fun.
I love So there is a lot in Connecticut that you could really dive into this summer.
There's so
I
much
love
in
that.
Connecticut. Why are people so mean to Connecticut?
No, Connecticut is beautiful. You want
We're
to
dining at the at the resorts too. If you're at Mohegan
that's a
or
good point.
Foxwoods, they have great
That's a
restaurants
good point.
too. So great one-stop shopping
Yeah.
as well. But now for something completely different, I feel, right? Like as we move more,
We're gonna move more north.
Let's do let's do New Hampshire. I
Okay.
feel like New
I
Hampshire
love
has
New
more.
Hampshire. Yeah.
Well, you
Well,
and
my
I
son's
both
in
had
college in New Hampshire, but it is just a beautiful state.
Right.
It really is.
It
So
is.
what is there to do in the summer, New Hampshire? What do you think?
Yeah, and Yankee is based in New Hampshire, in the little town of Dublin, and so New Hampshire's home for us. There are a couple of things we're excited about. One is this little ice cream shop called Super Secret Ice Cream in Bethlehem.
I need to know everything.
That we started writing about 2 years ago, is now on the national radar.
Wow.
And they've been nominated for a James Beard Award for Most Outstanding Bakery. I guess they put ice cream in the bakery category, not in New England or the Northeast, in the whole country.
Wow.
And they make these tiny batch, very special flavors, and they could come away with that award
That's very
this
cool.
summer. So another reason, again,
is so
you
So it's
know,
again, what is it called again? The Super
Secret.
ice cream, but
Wow.
the secret is out.
Secret's
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Kim broke it.
And it's
years
right
ago.
here. It's right here.
And it's all in here. It's all in there. We wrote about some, it was important to me that we try to include some free activities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that.
people
And New
can-
Hampshire has a lot of that.
There's a lot of stuff to do there.
There is. And I didn't know, I just learned that there twice a week at 7 a.m. you can do a free yoga claess on the beach at Hampton Beach.
Oh,
Cool.
no.
And
I love
just-
Hampton Beach.
I think the combination of, doing yoga and listening to that rhythm of the
Yes.
water and being on warm sand, that's, again, an experience. It's not, I'm going to yoga class. It's
Right.
like, wow, I get to do
I
yoga
get to do
in this
yoga.
beautiful place before it's crowded in the morning. And, you need to register for class, but it's absolutely free to do that. It's
a good
Tuesday and Thursday
idea.
mornings. So that's really, I think,
love that.
magnificent too.
That's a great idea. Imagine
Yeah.
doing that in the morning.
I
Other than,
can actually. That
calm you
sounds
down,
lovely.
set you
these
for
are
your day.
Great places you can go for a weekend trip.
Yes.
And do so many of these things. Maine was
Maine.
always a great one. In the summer, we would go
Love
to Maine a
Maine.
lot. Obviously, it's called Vacation Land.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
It is.
It is, and I'm not sure if it is in February, but in the summertime, you cannot beat Maine on a summer day.
Yeah.
There's something about the skies and the water. It is just glorious. So, my gosh, there's so many things to do in Maine. Last summer, I did an oyster boat cruise. It's Damariscotta River cruises. So the Damariscotta River in mid-coast Maine is a hotbed for oyster cultivation. And so you get on this little boat, and they bring you oyster after oyster paired with wines. Each
Ashley, we're
course.
booking this.
Done.
And you're literally kind of eating them right out of the river.
No way, so
that
they're so
they were
fresh.
So fresh, and then, again, this idea of intentional guidance. I make sure people know that when you come off the boat, because you've had more wine than you realize, that you could basically just go right across the street to the Shuck Station, which is this wonderful oyster restaurant in an old gas station.
Oh my gosh,
and
how fun!
Order another dozen.
That's
right-
awesome.
Right out of the river. They have a wonderful Taste the River plate. So,
Really, I definitely gotta do that.
What a great experience.
if you're an oyster fan,
Yeah.
that's
That's the thing to do.
that's where you go to really indulge.
Well, and you don't always think of Maine as oyster because you think
No.
lobster.
Right.
So
No, I
that's
definitely
like
want to
a-
try. My husband would be all over that.
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so much fun. And so Maine also has a brand new soccer team, which is
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that
actually.
either.
They're based in Portland. They're called the Hearts of Pine, and they've got
the
really
Hearts of Pine.
sweet-looking merch. And it's such an exciting thing. It took about 5 years to get this
Yeah.
professional soccer team in Maine, and so the whole state is rallying behind this new team.
Yeah.
That's
It's going to be
great.
exciting if you're missing Ted Lasso.
Bring it back.
Get up and see some football, and
Yeah, like soccer is having. I mean, it's always had a moment, but in New England, I think it's having a
really big
right
moment.
now because
Yeah.
we have our new stadium at
Yep.
Tidewater as well. So really great soccer going on in New England right
Absolutely.
now. And summer is a great time to watch it. Vermont.
Vermont. I love a
Oh,
good
boy.
Vermont.
Vermont. So my favorite place I stumbled upon in Vermont last summer is called the Sparkle Barn.
I was hoping you were going to talk about this because I don't know what it is, but I saw the name
Is this
and
the
I was
picture
like,
here,
I
Kim?
need to know.
Yes.
This is the Sparkle Barn
So that
here.
is the upstairs. It's called the Bloom Room upstairs at the Sparkle Barn. And this is just this space saturated with whimsy that you're invited to go and do your thing, whether you want to bring a journal and do some writing, which is fun, or you can, color it. Like, it's that place where I think anytime you just need that lift, it's there for you.
What an amazing photo. That really helps, like, kind of give you the idea of what it is like.
It's so cool.
I
and
definitely
then
want to try
retail
that.
on the first floor and just incredible gift shopping. But outside, they also have a story walk with these giant inflatable dragons or unicorns. It is just photo ops galore.
I love it. So good for families.
Good for families.
Oh, I love that.
Really a lot of fun. And again, that Bloom Room is free. Just
I love that you added those things in,
Take
like
the
free
time
activities.
to go and enjoy that.
So we're almost out of time, but we'll mention one thing from Rhode Island. I know you have Stonehouse on there, which is I think Stonehouse is still a little bit of a hidden gem. Great spot to go.
Yes. So in Little Compton and kind of out of the way, beautiful Stonehouse. What I learned when I was there last year is that if you just kind of go across the sweeping lawn and take a left, that you're about a 10-minute walk from a beach in Rhode Island where you'll see almost no one. And you have this beautiful stretch of sand and the boulders in the water. It feels like you're in an entirely different place.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of Tappan Beach, and it's kind of a little secret and, such a wonderful.
I love that.
You can't, there's no amenity in an inn or a hotel that can beat having a very private stretch of beach.
And you can even take one of their bikes and ride
explore.
a bike down there if you don't want to walk with, but like you said, it's a beautiful walk. It's so like natural out there.
Yes.
Kim, thank you so much.
I
can't
talk
believe
to
how
you
quickly, I was gonna say,
about
I
all
can't
these
believe
destinations.
how quickly
The
this flew
time
by.
is gone. Yes.
You were amazing. Thank you for
So
sharing
good
these
to be
gems
here.
with us. Oh,
Summer
love it.
bucket list.
Summer
we
bucket
are ready
list.
to go.
Check.
Thank you so much, Kim. Make sure you pick up your copy of Yankee Travel New England Guide to New England Summer. It's on newsstands now, and we will be right back.
Welcome back.
All that talk
can't
about
believe this.
New England summer has me like craving
I need a
seafood,
Sharpie.
right?
Yes.
Seafood, and luckily this is actually Quahog Week right now.
This is
in
an
Rhode
unbelievable
Island.
week in Rhode Island.
It's so fun. It sounds silly when you say it, and they have fun with it. They call it a celebration.
It's a celebration.
But it is a celebration because it's so important to, our agriculture here in the state, our businesses in the state. Food in Rhode Island is a huge business, but we also are so spoiled with what we have. So if you go to a lot of restaurants this week, you're going to notice that they might have specials on the menu. They've been doing different events. I know Narragansett Brewery has one
all around,
tonight,
which is unbelievable.
everywhere. And I actually found this article in Food and Wine, which is a great magazine, just naming some of their favorite places for Quahog in Rhode Island.
Like right here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, so
Okay,
Al
let's go.
Forno is one.
Great ones.
Because of their arrabbiata sauce.
Yes.
Gift Horse, if you haven't been to Gift Horse,
Love
is
Gift
like
Horse.
that's a great in Oberlin, of course. Evelyn's Drive-In.
I've never been to Evelyn's.
You haven't?
I
That's
haven't. I have to
that's
try
over
that.
down your way, though.
I know. I have to get over there.
Oh my gosh,
I've had a
that's
lot of people tell me that.
I thought you were going to be like, oh, I'm obsessed.
I will
On
be.
Carrie's, of
On
course.
Carrie's, yeah, that's always a
Frank
hit.
and Lori's, that's a newer one.
That's a newer one.
I
I've never
haven't
been
been to
there.
it yet, and I really, really want to get there. I've heard great things. Dune Brothers, who we've
Dune
had on
Brothers,
the show,
they're amazing.
They use like all local seafood.
They're unbelievable.
And they come up with really inventive things, which is awesome. And then there was, what's the pizza? Oh, Pizza Marvin.
oh my, that's Matt's favorite.
Because they do one that they put the shells
Yes.
actually on the pizza. It looks so cool, and I've always wanted to get it, and I just haven't had a chance yet.
I have to say I give them a shout out because Matt, that is one of his favorite spots.
Is
We haven't
it?
tried that pizza yet.
That one specifically,
I've
but their
definitely
pizza
heard
in
about it.
general. And
So
of course, Matunic Oyster Bar. I mean, you can't
go
talk
wrong
about
ever.
shellfish in Rhode Island or just food in Rhode Island
without actually mentioning them.
because they're fantastic. So just a little list of
We're like
places
whetting your appetite
if
for
you're
the weekend.
looking for somewhere to go. Thank you so much for joining us
good time
today
today.
on Spotlight New England, and we will see you next time.